What's going on, guys? Just want to do a quick tabletop review of my Riley Defense Rak47 AK rifle I have here. Just acquired it not too long ago, and yeah, I'll go ahead and go over some of the features on this and let you know what I think about it. So first of all, let's make sure it's clear. Magazine's empty. Had the bolt hold open. There's nothing in the chamber. This rifle is safe. All right, so I was in the market for an AKM, variant rifle. I've always wanted an AK of some sort since I was a kid or whatever. And yeah, I just finally got around to having an opportunity to acquire a rifle like this. So I was looking at a few. I was really looking at a Walther 10, a Zastava Arms AK. I was looking at also at a Sentry Arms and Riley Defense. So those were the four that I was looking at. And for the money, I think Riley Defense definitely takes the win on that one because of the features that this rifle comes with. That being number one, the upgraded forged parts that it comes with, like the trunnion is forged, the bolt carrier also forged. That's a big plus for me. A little more durable. I know Riley Defense has some bad publicity because when they first came out with their first line of AKs, they were using cast parts and they were malfunctioning, blowing up and whatnot. So Riley Defense caught on pretty quick, and they decided to upgrade those three things: the bolt, the bolt carrier, and the trunnion. So after that, I think just like anything else, every company, even high-end companies, is gonna have somewhat of bad quality control every now and then. I have seen some people have problems with these rifles, like as far as the extractors not working properly, or just a few other things. But it wasn't a deal breaker for me, So I decided to give it a shot, and yeah, I'm not disappointed at all. So again, with the other AKs, for the money, this one is definitely the best one for me. The Walther 10, I believe they use cast parts, so that didn't make no sense for me to spend more money on an AK that's using cast parts. So that one was out of the list. I know it's imported and it's probably better quality, but hey, prefer to have an AK that has forged parts. Like those three parts, they have to be forged for me. So yeah, went with the Riley Defense, the Sentry Arms, Visca, whatever. Wasn't really, I don't know. Those also had some bad reputation when they first came out, and now they use some kind of S7 tool steel, they call it, whatever. It's supposed to be stronger, and I guess they use that kind of steel to make, bits for like jackhammers and whatnot. But I don't know. For me, Forge was a little better. The Zastavas, there was one shop near me that has one, and they want a little bit too much money for it, a little more than what I could afford at the time. So yeah, decided to go with Riley Defense, and I'm not disappointed, like I said. So one of the main things, like I said, with the newer Riley Defense AKs, you get those three upgraded parts: the trunnion, the bolt carrier. It's all forged, so you're good there. And these also come with a rail here on the side. So if you want to mount a red dot or a scope, you can with this right here. Of course, with AKs, there's other ways to mount optics, but for me, AK iron touch is good. So that's one of the plus that it has. Comes with the rail mount. Already not the rail mount, but the rail to install a mount for a red dot or a scope. So that's a plus. I did swap out the stock. I went with the Magpul MOE stock you see here, and yeah, it's a pretty good stock. It has a little compartment up here so you can store like a cleaning kit or whatever. Fairly easy to install. The hardest part was to remove the old stock from this. You gotta like literally pound it out, or you know, cut it. I didn't cut it. I was able to pound mine out with a rubber mallet, so came right out, no problem there. I did it. Use this Blue Force Gear sling mount here, sling attachment, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much just loops through the pre-existing sling mount that the AK already has. And yeah, as you can see, it's a metal wire. It hooks up to the plastic here, and you just loop your sling through there. The sling is just a regular Magpul MS1 sling. Pretty good sling, you know. It does what I needed to do, you know, and you can put it on and it adjusts pretty quick, you know, with this here, quick adjust. And yeah, you know, it's not flimsy or anything, so you know, holds the rifle pretty good on your person, and you can make quick adjustments, you know, to manage the, you know, gun that it's attached to. So yeah. Another cool thing that this AK comes with a bayonet lug right here, and it comes with a cleaning rod. Of course, you'd have to get a cleaning kit to be able to use a cleaning rod, but you know, that's kind of a cool feature. I believe the front sight post on this one is cast, but that's not a deal breaker for me because it's not much, you know, pressure or wear that these really go through. So yeah. Now, I'm not really an expert when it comes down to this kind of muzzle brake that this AK has. I forgot what it's called, but it does its job, you know. Definitely helps, you know, direct the gun, you know. It helps it keep on target, right? So when you shoot it, it pretty much keeps it from either climbing too much or lowering. I don't know. I can't remember which one of the two it is. You know, again, I'm not an expert. But it's cool because if you want to swap that out, you know, it already has the threads down here. You push this pin right here, and you start, you know, turning the muzzle brake, and it comes right off, and it's already threaded. So if you want to put something else, you can. It's pretty cool. I already went over the cleaning rod, the bayonet lug. Let's see what else. What other goodies does this rifle come with? Yeah, I guess that's it. You know, you could get in different. You know, you could get this rifle with different furniture. They do make different furniture for it, but this one, you know, works good for me at least. Oh, the safety is kind of cool because, as you can see, it has a cutout, a safety, bolt hold open cutout, you'd call it, I guess. So pretty much, you could flip up the safety and it keeps the charging handle back, which obviously the charging handle is connected to the bolt carrier, so it'll keep the action open and safe, you know, especially if you're at a range where the range master likes to see, you know, open actions, you know, make sure the weapons are clear. It's pretty cool. A lot of AK manufacturers are doing that now. You know, it's not really nothing out of the ordinary, but you know, it's kind of nice to have that. I just fired this rifle over the weekend. I fired about 100 rounds through it, no problems. You know, it cycled through perfectly every time. I did take it apart and clean it myself before I went out and shot it, you know, and I used a little bit of grease on a few of the parts that you need to lubricate, and yeah, it run flawlessly. I don't know why. The action was a little bit rough when I first got it, you know, like I would pull the action back and it was kind of rough, but after I lubricated it and I ran the action by hand a few times, I know it looks bad, whatever. But yeah, it actually functioned pretty well. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it holds up. This is my first AK rifle that I ever owned. You know, I'm pretty happy that I bought it. I think it'll perform well. I've seen a lot of videos out there of people that have shot 5,000 rounds through these, no problem. So, you know, for as much as I shoot it, I think it'll last. And I would honestly use this rifle in a shit hits the fan scenario, you know, because I mean, it's an AK, you know, it should be reliable. and as long as you maintain it and properly and all that, it should be good. The riveting job here is pretty well. You can't see any light through the rivets, through the rivet holes. So there's definitely attention to detail there. And yeah, not much else to talk about. I'll go ahead and take it apart real quick so you see how easy it is to field strip and clean. So obviously remove the mag, make sure it's clear like I already did. It's good to go. And then you push down the button back here to release the dust cover. Take that guy apart. And what you want to do is you want to press the recoil spring in and out. It comes right out. And the bolt carrier, slide it all the way back. Pops right out. And yeah, pretty much this is what you need to do to clean it. At this point you can field strip it and clean it. I don't really want to mess with this guy right here. This one's still kind of stiff, but pretty much the way you remove the gas tube is you pull this guy up and then you're able to flip the gas tube up and away, so you can clean it and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Not much fanciness on the inside. Just a standard firing trigger group in there with I forgot what you call this kind of spring. God, I can't remember, but you get the point. It's nothing fancy. You could always swap it out if you wish to. And yeah, it's a pretty simple weapon system. It's easy to clean, easy to maintain. It's and that's why it's reliable, because it's a simple concept, so there's no issues there. And to put it back together, well, I'll show you. You could actually take the bolt out of here just like this. I already cleaned it up pretty good, so not much wear with 100 rounds. Again, pretty low round count, but I'm pretty confident it'll go the distance before anything happens. So yeah. Pretty clean. Alright, so I'll go ahead and install it back in here. Fairly simple to do. Just gotta line things up correctly. And goes right in. Pretty similar to an SKS, except that the gas rod and the bolt carrier is one part. So yeah, at this point it's pretty much good to go. You could actually fire like this without the dust cover, but no reason to, because it's a dust cover for a reason. Protects it from dust going in there. But yeah, pretty much just comes apart that easy and goes back in just the way you took it apart. And yeah, it's good to go. So my final thoughts on this, if you're looking to get an AK, definitely give Riley Defense a shot. They make pretty good products. The modern AKs that they're making now are a whole lot better than the initial ones that were popping out with their initial line. So and if you do run into any trouble with them, Riley Defense customer service works well. I gave them a call to see if, just to double check that my parts were forged, and I had somebody looked at my parts at a local range and a gunsmith, and they're like, yep, forged. And yeah, if you do get a Riley Defense AK, you want to verify that it is forged parts, at least 3 parts that I mentioned, which is the trunnion, the bolt carrier. Give them a call, give them your serial number, and they'll be able to look it up for you and let you know when it was produced and everything. This one in particular was produced last year. I think the 3rd month or 4th month, I think they told me of the year. But yeah, definitely give Riley Defense a shot, guys, if you're looking to get an AK. Pretty good products. You're not going to be disappointed.